everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Star Flames. In this video, we're gonna talk about Tyrese Gibson inviting all the media, all the bloggers down to the courthouse on his next court date hearing. Now, Tyrese Gibson is going through a spousal support case. Not just that, in this case, it includes child support. Tyrese Gibson said that the initial agreement between him and his wife, as it relates to the prenup, is that he would pay child support, but he would not pay any spousal support. And if she decided that she was going to seek legal counsel to get that spousal support, she would have to pay those legal fees. However, Tyrese is now saying that the judge is not doing things the legal route. As a matter of fact, he's accusing this judge of being a racist because of how him and his ex-wife, Samantha Lee Gibson, was treated during a private hearing, or what you would call a mediation. So Tyrese is saying that this judge called his ex-wife, Samantha, and his daughter, Soraya, a bitch. Not just that, he's saying that the judge did not follow the legal course of action in order to determine how much he's to pay for child support. The judge was like, okay, your daughter who lives in California who's 16, how much do you pay for that child? Okay, so if you're paying $10,000 for that child, you're going to go ahead and pay $10,000 for this child. And Tyrese Gibson is saying that there's a process in which the judge should follow to determine how much he pays for a child, which includes the cost of living in that state. None of these things were taken into consideration. The judge did not follow any guidelines in this trial, and not just that, the judge is known to be racist, and the judge has been very disrespectful to his lawyer and is being racist as well. Not just that, he said that they have been trying to get this judge off the case. I'm going to play a few clips for you guys, and then I'll get back with the rest of my commentary.
All right, y'all. Happy Saturday. I jumped on real quick to discuss an invite. Okay? I got to be back in court about this divorce with Samantha on Tuesday. The address where the court case is going down at is 185 Central Avenue in Atlanta, Georgia. Okay? Fulton County Superior. This is me wanting to invite the press and the media, Atlanta Journal, my girl Sharon Reed, all of TMZ, press, blogs, and media. This is my personal invite. Why am I doing this? I want y'all to understand that there is a very big difference in somebody going into a court system as a black man and as a black father who wants nothing more than to maintain his relationship with his children. Whether the marriage or the relationship works out or not, that's between myself and the mother of my child or my ex-wife. But when you have a racist, an obvious, blatant racist, sitting on the stand as a judge, that doesn't sit well with me. There are so many things that have happened with my case, fighting to have them to literally do what's according to the law. Nothing illegal should come in my way, and nothing illegal should go her way. We want to do things according to the law. There is nothing more uncomfortable than someone who knows the law, who knows their rights. So, for all of the press and media, from TMZ to Ebony to Essence and all of the other mainstream media outlets, you guys know that you have to go online and you have to file what's called a Rule 22. And when you file a Rule 22, when you're a press and a media and you're a journalist from the Atlanta Journal, the New York Times, the New York Post, TMZ, you name it, you are allowed to set up cameras. I don't care if it's your iPhone. I don't care if it's a camera on a tripod. You're able to set up cameras in the courtroom, and you're able to film and document and write down everything that's said and everything that's going on. Now, here are the things that we're going to be discussing. We have a motion for contempt. Samantha is in contempt of court. We're going to be discussing that. We also have a special master's motion for attorney's fees. Okay? We have a special master's motion for contempt. We also have a motion for attorney's fees. Okay? Trying to get to the bottom of attorney's fees. Now, I want to explain one little piece about the attorney's fees. Normally, when you're a higher income earner, in the family law, they will say, look, you make more money than your significant other, so financially, she should be allowed to have proper representation and have her legal fees to be paid for too. Here's the problem. I signed a prenuptial agreement, and the prenuptial agreement clearly in all four corners of the document, a total of about 60. We put our signatures on it. We agreed that if we want to argue and go back and forth about the validity of our prenuptial agreement, then we are 100% responsible for paying and covering our own legal fees. That's what the prenuptial agreement states. So therefore, there should not be no discussion about who's paying for legal fees. You follow me? Because the prenup says that if you want to argue about who gets what and what's what, then you're responsible for your own legal representation and you need to pay. Okay? So now, again, I am asking every black father in the city of Atlanta, Charlotte, wherever you are, I also would love to personally invite my brothers, the Fruits of Islam, the Nation of Islam, all of the black men who have dealt with the family law and the court systems forever. I told them very simply, I don't want nothing to be done in my favor because I'm an alpha, because I'm a father, because I'm a celebrity, because I'm a public figure. I don't want nothing to work in my favor for any of those factors. I just want things to be done according to the law. I'm also going to call on my brother, Attorney Benjamin Crump, to join me. I have my lawyer named Tanya Mitchell Graham, who is incredible. It's a black woman who was literally disrespected by this judge. His full name, sitting on the bench, his name is Judge Kevin M. Farmer. M as in Mary. Judge Kevin M. Farmer. We attempted to get this man thrown off the bench. His case was presented to other judges. They read the transcripts. They seen how he handled himself, all of the racist, the fact that we wasn't able to properly present our case. And then he ends up calling my ex-wife a bitch. Yes, he did. He called Samantha a bitch. Yeah, he said this in the private chambers of his office in front of a black woman named Tanya Mitchell Graham, who's my attorney, in front of other black women that work for Tanya Mitchell Graham's law firm. And he was referring to my ex-wife. Now listen, we ain't together no more. We have our share of issues. But I have never referred to the mother of my child as a bitch. I have never referred to the mother of my child or my ex-wife as a bitch. To hear this man, this white man, on the bench wearing a black robe, who is supposed to represent the law, to refer to my ex-wife and the mother of my child as a bitch, why is he still on the stand? So his case to be thrown off is called, we tried to get him recused. We tried to get him thrown off the bench because of his conduct and his unprofessionalism. And then there was a bunch of things pertaining to the outcome of my case that he did that was literally illegal. So I want to invite all of the press and media, the AJC. I want to invite the Fruits of Islam, all of my black men and fathers that represent the fruits of Islam, the Nation of Islam, my brothers, all of my Christian black fathers that live in the city of Atlanta. For one, we going to pray right in front of the court building, and I'm going to go up in there, and we already know he's a racist. And you know what else this man did that was illegal? Everything about the way he conducted himself on that stand as a judge, he literally got all of my transcripts and my court documents sealed. What does that mean? I fucked up. My conduct was unprofessional. I was abusive with my power, and everything that I said and the way I conducted myself as a judge on the bench, a sitting judge on the bench, the way he conducted himself, he didn't want nobody to see that shit. So he got the case sealed illegally. Why is it illegal? In Atlanta, Georgia, if a case gets sealed, it needs to be a request from my attorney or her attorneys, and after they make the request to seal the case, then we actually have to go in for a hearing and present why we want the case to be sealed to the judge, and then the judge is supposed to either say yes or no to it. This judge, and his name again, is Judge Kevin M. Farmer. This man is a racist. This man abused his power. This man is a sitting judge in the... Perfect. Appreciate y'all tuning in on my IG Live. I'm actually about to take my beautiful daughter for a daddy-daughter dinner. I arranged it all. I'm so proud of my baby. She's 15. She's so smart. She's been doing so good in school. My heart. This is the part that I was going to tell y'all. People say, man, when you speak up and speak out about things, you got to be worried, man. You're a movie star. I got some news for y'all. I'm still a movie star. I got 13 movies coming out this year. I'm still a movie star. People will say, hey, man, when you speak up and speak out about things, man, you got to be careful, man, because you're a singer. You got to do concerts. I'm still a singer. I'm still doing concerts. Got to be careful, man. You're an entrepreneur, man. You know, you can ruffle a few feathers and people might decide to not want to do business with you. I'm still doing big business. Everything is still going well as an entrepreneur. But you know where the level of the playing field gets leveled? You know where the playing field gets leveled all across the board? It doesn't matter if you white, black. It doesn't matter if... It doesn't matter what your race or nationality is, what your tax bracket is. Where we all stand as a united front is we are all fathers. And we are all dealing with the family law court system that's been fucking over us for years. Whether it's a man on the judge, on the stand, or a woman. You go into that courtroom and it's like a preset McDonald's menu, and it doesn't matter what receipts, what proof, what evidence you have, what you're being accused of, automatically shit just works in the favor of the other side. And so I said, you know what? Let's go on and do it. Let's go on and bring them cameras up in here so we can discuss Samantha's motion for contempt of court. She's in contempt of court. Let's discuss the special master's motion for contempt. Let's Samantha's motion for attorney's fees and my motion for attorney's fees. Because I've been paying hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars for legal representation when I had a prenuptial agreement in place that already outlined what she get and what I get if she ever left me or if I ever left her. So what the fuck are we spending all this money for? What are we doing all this back and forth for? Everything about the outcome of you leaving me was already discussed in the prenup. So if you want to argue about it and have lawyers they're banking on this pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, then that's on you. You almost $300,000 in legal fees. That's on you. That's not on me. I don't care how much money I make. That's what we talking about. That's what we discussing. Fruit of Islam, Nation of Islam, my brothers, all my Christian, all my soldiers, all my fathers, white, black, Asian, whatever you are. Meet me at the courthouse at 8:30 in the morning to join me for a prayer to represent all fathers that's been feeling all of it. Even if you've never been through a divorce, even if your relationship with your kids or teens or children have never been compromised, if you're a father, I still want you to meet me right there. 8:30 in the morning. I'll give you the address again. 185 Central Avenue, Atlanta, Georgia. I'll see you there. Another thing I wanted to tell y'all. If I had to grab a number out the sky, let's speak in hypotheticals real quick. If I had to grab a number out the sky and tell y'all how much the family law court system, accusations and all kind of bullshit has cost me just to have and maintain a relationship with my child and now children, easily $30 million. Can I say it again? $30 million. What does that mean? Outside of legal fees, outside of child support payments, outside of all of these things that we're all up against. Do you know how many movies that I was supposed to book that got compromised because of my reputation? Because of things that I was accused of that I didn't do? You know how many fucking concerts I was supposed to do that went away? You know how many deals I was that close to closing that would have changed and created generational wealth for my children long after I'm gone? They all were on their way in and went away. Do y'all understand how that feels to know that you never did and never said and never did anything that you were being accused of? You know how that feels? And then to have people to say, oh man, we can't put you on our movie because of your reputation, because of the things you're accused of. But I thank God that even though I got a crying video all over the internet and I became a meme and people laughed and cracked jokes, you talk shit about us when we don't care about our relationships with our kids, because there are a lot of deadbeats out here. I'm not going to ever disown that. There are a lot of men and fathers that are beyond irresponsible when it comes to having any kind of presence in their children's lives. They can live 2 blocks away or 2 hours away. They have no presence whatsoever in their lives. But the question becomes, how much have you as a mother went above and beyond to stop that father from having a presence in that child's lives? What lies have you told that child? What have you said? What have you done? How many phone calls did you block from the child ever knowing ever came in for the birthday, for the holiday? How many visits did you compromise? See, that's the type of shit that gets discussed when you're in the courtroom. And while I'm sitting there, famous, millionaire, actor, public figure, all the above, the residual residue of you being accused of some shit that you didn't do is people in Hollywood are going to decide, oh man, we can't hire him because of what he's accused of. And even after you clear your name, there are some people that's going to Google you and you be like, damn, but I never did that. I cleared my name. The fact that the shit was posted, the fact that it's out there, they're going to make their decision of whether they want to hire you or not. So my survival is compromised. Therefore, my children's survival is compromised. So when I'm stuck at home and I'm unemployed, broke, and fucked up, I'm going to end up in jail. If I'm too busy running around the world trying to make the world go round, dropping all these movies, touring, doing what I got to do to put food on the table, I get my ass caved in for that too. You can't win when you can't win. Right? Got it. Why can't you win? Because you were born a man. Because you were a father. Double, triple, quadruple standards. It's fucked up. But it's reality. And only way to change things, you got to put light on it. You got to shed light on it. You got to really put it out there. Fearlessly. And again, I want to tell y'all with all due respect, at some point I'm going to make peace with Samantha. No different than me trying to still make peace with the mother of my first child. We're going to be all right at some point. I'm not doing this on behalf of me. I'm doing this on behalf of every father, past, current, and father-to-be. Nothing will ever change unless you speak up and speak out and change it. They did this shit right here to the wrong one. I'll see y'all 8:30 a.m., baby. All the press and media and journalists, I'll see y'all there. Press, media.
So Tyrese Gibson is inviting the media, all vloggers. Your channel count does not matter to him. He just wants this case to get some amount of publicity so that people can see what this judge is doing, so that they can have this information publicly and hopefully get some legal course of action. While Tyrese is disputing the fact that his ex-wife Samantha is not entitled to spousal support, and he's acknowledging that he should pay child support, he wants to pay child support, he's saying that this judge is not following the legal course of actions. Now, money as always seems to be Samantha and Tyrese issue, even when they were married. The couple got married in February of 2017. They divorced in December of 2020. Now, Samantha claimed that what Tyrese did that led her to walk away from this marriage, he cut her off financially and he changed the locks, like locked her out of the house with a child, which is really horrible if you ask me if that happened. But at the same time, it's not giving the sense that Tyrese would do something like that to his child. Now, Tyrese claims is that Samantha started listening to her mom, who got divorced 4 to 5 times, and with a woman like that, she got into her daughter's head, started telling her what to do, what not to do, and that ruined their marriage. That is what caused the breakdown. Tyrese said that at first everything was good between him and Samantha, but when they had any little problems, she would let her mother's influence determine how she acts in her marriage. And it wasn't infidelity or any of the things that Samantha is claiming. She just upped and left him for no reason. That's what Tyrese Gibson said. Now, this case is definitely given the sense that, this is just two people who have grown apart, could not get along. Samantha being a social worker who understands the legal system, how it works, I believe she's using that to her advantage. But when Tyrese said that the judge called her a bitch and he's not liking that, that is something we can definitely understand. And I believe that that should have never happened. Also, with a judge sealing his file, that is definitely a no-no, which is giving the sense that providing everything that Tyrese is saying, it means that this court is not taking the legal route as it should. But I want to hear from you guys. Let me know what your thoughts are about Tyrese's accusation as it relates to this judge, Kevin, who is not taking the legal route to deal with his case, and him inviting the media, hoping to shed some light on this judge who he's calling racist. And not just that, he's saying that the judge is demanding he pays his ex-wife legal fees, when in reality, the prenup agreement said that he would not be responsible for any of her legal fees should she seek legal course of justice in order to get spousal support. Not just that, his claims of the amount the judge determined that he would pay for Soraya, the judge did not take the legal steps in order to determine the amount. And he's saying that it doesn't matter how many millions you're earning, the judge should follow the legal course. And I definitely agree. But I want to hear from you guys, because this is interesting. And guess what? It's not the first time we're hearing of this. This happens more than we know, and it happens a lot to men of color, especially. But I want to hear from you guys. Let me know what your thoughts are, and we'll talk in my next video. Bye, guys.